In this video, I'm going to explain about the reliability of the Maserati GranTurismo and what to look out for. So hopefully you enjoy it, but we'll start on the interior. Yeah, so make sure that it's got a full service history and make sure it's got all the books and that. Like it might not be in here, it might be with the people, but just make sure it's got everything. Check the all of this is in good condition. Make sure that there's no like cigarette burns or it smells of smoke. Make sure it's a non-smoker one because that would just put me off. Make sure that there's no cracks in the windscreen. I'll zoom out a little bit, and then just make sure that the windows go up and down because mine is doing this weird like squeaking noise. Obviously I've cleaned it, but it's sort of like squeaking with this, and it's sort of like scratching it or leaving marks. So I'm not sure. So if I go down, see, there's like a squeaking noise. Also, before I shut my leg, because make sure, actually another thing, because these look tend to go back. It's okay now, but in the parking lot, as you guys say in America, but over here we say car park, yeah, just make sure that it's not moving around as much, because mine was actually like, when I was about here, it started to go back on it. So make sure that these are on as well, but that's just an easy fix. This is rattling or like shaking, so I think that this is getting loose, so make sure that they're not as well, because that might be an expensive fix. Make sure, oh yeah, this, sometimes these can go a bit weird. That one's alright, it works, it's just a little bit, if I try and focus, it's a bit flimsy, and these aren't exactly cheap either. And then yeah, just make sure that the stereo works, make sure that these are working, they're changing gears rightly, and then obviously if you want to know where your Bluetooth goes, like I've just done like an aux in thing there, and it does Bluetooth, and it's very quick and it's very good quality, so it doesn't really like ruin the quality or lose the signal, quite like my phone did. When I did it on my BMW, it didn't really work well. So, and the quality is actually quite good as well. But yeah, just make sure that the headliner as well, because the headliner can sort of like droop down, like mine's starting to droop down. So, and then just check the back, and then obviously check the aircon, like is that working, because I think there's something wrong with my aircon now as well, so they can go, and so I'm not sure if that's to do with the leak that I've got, or but they said it's condensation, but I've done a diagnostics and they said that it's actually something wrong with the aircon, but it's working, I'm just not sure what they quite mean. So that's the inside. Let's go on the outside. So obviously I've just cleaned it. As you can see, obviously you want to check your brakes. Mine are alright, but check these because they're drilled brakes. And basically check that your pads aren't worn, because these are expensive to do. I think the front's like 400 and something pounds just for one. I'm not sure if it's for one or a pair. But if you're going for the MC Stradale, you're going to be spending a lot. I think they're like 12 grand like to do, because it's like carbon ceramic. So just make sure that these are in good condition. And these can clog up the drilled ones as well, so you've got to like poke it through like the dirt, so they're a bit grabby. They can be a bit grabby, but yeah, I'll say I've just cleaned it, but it's still a bit dirty on the old on the alloys, but it's not a very good car wash. And then just look on the outside really, just make sure that there's no big marks or any dents, check that it hasn't had any accidents, check that these are on, because one of mine's fallen off, check that these are working and that they're not hanging off, because if you go to my other side, it's actually broken, the cable. It works, sort of, but like sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. So this is £400 to fix this, so you've got to just be mindful of that. And then yeah, just have a good old look, and then just make sure that like these are all in good condition. Oh yeah, check for like rust, because these can rust on the arches and underneath, so have a good look underneath the car. Headlights, at the moment mine's is not doing the auto adjust, so it's got like a warning light that's constantly like flashing, which is really annoying me. These are stuck on as well, so make sure that these aren't falling off, because that can happen. And then like underneath, and then check that these are working, because I've had one where you lifted it up and then let go and it just like fell down. obviously you can't see much in here. I would say check the airbox because mine's actually cracked a little bit. This is because this is a pain to do yourself, and a lot of people will like break them, but you can't really check unless you want to like start taking all these off. Check your coolant levels. Mine's okay. I've had that changed. Yeah, make sure there's no coolant leaks, and then obviously there's the new alternator. Maybe have a check, see if it's like really gone, like rusty or dirty, or just check the condition really. I mean, obviously you can't really tell from the alternator, but I mean, obviously ask them, has it ever been replaced? And then obviously check your oil. That's your like the dipstick. It's actually quite a good quality dipstick. Yeah, just make sure that there's no leaks as well underneath. So, and then your fuse box is here as well if you ever needed to know like where your fuse box was. And then just check on the rear. Make sure that the boot's opening. Now it doesn't really open if you press it, so you've always got to do it on the key, or you can do it inside. Make sure that these are working as well, because these can make the boot go down. Check for leaks, because apparently they if the seals go, I'm not sure how it gets in, but apparently yes. So check for this cobweb there. Check for this. See if there's no like rips in there, because if it leaks you can get into here, which is not what you want, because that's okay, but it's in here, that's your battery. So I heard that this can get water on it. That's your fuse box as well, another one. And then I've done this, so you want to do this as well, which is, so I've connected this up, so it sort of tells you when you need to charge it up, because these need to like be tender charged. At the moment it's fine. So, and just check the battery, is it in good condition. And make sure that the valves are working, because my valves are stuck. I'm not sure why, but they're just not opening. So make sure that you do sport mode and like hear the difference of the exhaust. So mine's always open, which is a good thing, but if you want to not piss your neighbours off, just make sure that they're like opening and closing. So what to look out for when you're actually going for a test drive. So we've done like the insides, like the interior, the outsides. There was one thing, it's like this because it's too noisy, but just check that the aircon's working basically. Check there's no coolant leaks onto the car and it's like excessive leaking basically. If you turn the aircon on and you do see drip drip drip, apparently it's normal, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Maybe if you could afford one, bring your own software scanner with you and see if it does Maseratis, and then plug it in and see if there's any faults, but they are quite expensive and not a lot of them do Maseratis. Anyway, when you're driving, just make sure that the steering as well is not pulling you to one side. Easy fix. I mean, it could just be like it just needs tracking doing to it, just where the tyre's been hit a little bit and it's just going off to the side. Easy fix, but still you can negotiate prices. Well, I'll say you can negotiate. You used to be able to. Now with dealers, they don't seem to do any negotiating at all. They might say that they'll sort it out for you, but they won't take it off the price. So then just make sure that there's no lag, like the power. That could be a number of things. If it feels a bit laggy, it could be a lot of things, but main things would be that it could need like a fuel filter that can make it like have that sort of issue, but then it should come up with warning lights, but it might not always. But yeah, fuel filters make it do that, and also the if like the petrol cap, check the petrol cap, see if it's like airtight, because that can also cause like rough idles or a bit of lagginess. It could be that it just needs an oil change, old oil, and just pull out. Oh, Jesus. I want to do a video, definitely, of me driving around and saying how not to have an accident in Shinets. Every time I do a fucking video. Anyway, back to the video again. This is what I can never film anything without, because I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm saying, and then you've got idiots on the road and you're like, what are you doing? You're trying to cause an accident, and this person's about to go. Stay. Right. I think people need to learn how to drive. So anyway, when you're driving it, you just want to just check things, just make sure that the oil looks good, take the cap off, make sure that it doesn't smell like mayonnaise with that like white stuff around it, because that could mean that it might need a gasket. definitely check for oil leaks as well. But when you're driving it, just there's a ticking sound that I have as well that I'm not sure if it's to do with like the suspension or not, or like the bushes or the arms or whatever. But there's a ticking sound. I thought that went away when they said about the parking brake shoes. Check also, like, yeah, if it rolls quite a bit when you're in park, it usually means that you probably need to do like the parking brake shoes. And just hear out for noises, like from like the wheels, the suspension. You can tell if it needs like new discs as well, or pads, which you can hear it like sort of like doing that noise. Or if you put your foot down, you can hear it like, which means usually it probably needs some pads. Or it could be that it's just a ridiculously hot day and it's just making a squealing noise. So just check. Or it could be that there's a bit of dirt in it. Just so check the pads if you can. They're quite hard to see on these cars with the big calipers, but try to. Or just ask for like invoices. Has the pads been done? When were they done? And then you can get a rough idea then if they need to be done. And then just put your foot down on the brake and see if they work, right? So basically, you just need to just check things that are working. Check all the windows. Check all the lights are working. Go on the outside. Like put the hazards on. Check all the indicators are working. Check the fog lights are working. Just check everything. But yeah, just make sure that everything works, and then you can like haggle the prices. Like have a listen to like the exhaust again. Put it into sport mode. See if the suspension changes. See if you've got skyhook suspension. I haven't on mine. If it has, see if it firms up. If it doesn't, it might be a fault with it. Do the sport mode and then see if the exhaust opens up. Put it in manual mode and see if it gets louder, because it's meant to be like all the way open in manual mode. And try manual mode. See if it's shifting properly. See if it's not like skipping or slipping, you know, the clutch. Like you want it to be changing. So just make sure it's working properly. Make sure that it handles well. Like go side to side a little bit just to see, and go over some bumps and see if you like the suspension. You might not like it. Some people say it's too harsh. I don't. I think it's really comfortable. But it firms up the suspension if you've got skyhook and you don't like it, and you might decide actually I want one without skyhook suspension. So you've got to be mindful of that as well. I mean, to be honest, I prefer without skyhook because it's more comfortable. But I suppose if you like to race around and have good handling and not any body roll, even though the handling's really good anyway, it's responsive, it's quite tight, and you are hugged in quite well, so it's not that bad. I mean, if you have a new one, they've got better seats that actually hug you, and then it wouldn't matter at all. But some people like the skyhook suspension, but if there's problems with it, and then it's going to cost you a lot of money, so make sure that that's all working as well. And just have a look around, see if you're hearing any noises anywhere, or like seatbelts. My seatbelts are quite loose, so they don't really like tighten up properly. So like even when you like take it off, it sort of just droops down and then doesn't go like whoop. It just sort of goes and you have to sort of like pull it back. So I've got to get these checked out. I mean, it works like here, but it's just simply quite loose when I'm doing that. It shouldn't be. It should be quite in to me, but it's not. And check the windscreen, because my windscreen's got like loads of little like tiny chips, which is quite annoying. I mean, you can't see it like from here, but when you're outside and you're cleaning it, you can see it quite badly. So it's not affecting my like eyesight like at the moment. It's not like everywhere. So I don't think I would be able to get a windscreen on my car insurance. I might do it one day just because there's loads of scratches on it as well. So because of windscreen wipers, a lot of people don't change the windscreen wipers. They keep the originals, which really annoys me because they're the ones that scratch you. They're not very good at all. I always go for like either like the aero ones, or now I've done this other one which is the silicone ones from like Rain-X. It's got it all on it, so it keeps it nice and clean. And it just, so like when it's raining, it sort of like just runs off and it doesn't scratch it because it's made of silicone. So but yeah, so just make sure that everything works. Make sure that the seats work, like because they're electric, so you've got to make sure that they're doing the adjustments. So make sure that the wing mirrors are working because they're electric. You've also got it, if you turn it like upside down, they fold in. I'm not sure if all Maseratis have got that option, but this one has. Just make sure that that's working as well. Just any little thing that you can find a fault with, you could try and negotiate, especially if it's like a private seller. Like I said, with dealers now, a lot of the times they'll just pretend and they'll be like, oh yeah, we've known about that problem, that's why it's the price, but it's not. It's just because, you know, they're just trying to get one over on you. So I hope this video has helped you out if you're thinking about buying one, or you've bought one and you've got problems and you're not sure. Like I said, you just need to keep it charged up. If you ever get any warning lights, it's usually there's nothing wrong with it, usually. But don't take my word on it. Still maybe get it checked out. But you can do a hard reset. Just don't do what I did, which was, because you've got to take like the battery, like the connectors off for 10 minutes to an hour, people say as well, to try and reset these faults. But then don't forget about it and then shut your boot, because then you've got like a manual one that you've got to try and pull, and it wasn't working, so I couldn't do it. So I had to jump start it from the front where the fuse box is. That's, if you want to know where you jump like bits are, like the connectors to like connect to, it's in the engine bay, on the fuse box. That's where it is, so you can jump start the car and then you can like open it up. But yeah, it's just a bit of a nightmare. And if it doesn't open up because the boot didn't open up for me, make sure that the doors are shut, and then lock it, open it, and then do the boot button, and then it opens. Because I thought, oh no, what have I done? And I couldn't get a locksmith because they went, oh well, we can't do it. So if your battery's disconnected and you've jump started the car and you're pushing the boot button inside and it's not opening, or you're doing it on your remote and it's not opening, make sure that all your doors are shut. Because I had the doors open and I was trying to do it, and then someone said pull it in the ignition, turn the key, and then do like lock, unlock, until it does like a beeping sound. That sort of like resets the boot or something. I did that, but it didn't work. But then I shut the door and went, what can I do? I went, I know, I'll just lock it, unlock it, do the boot, and it went, and you heard it open. I was like, oh thank fuck for that. So I had to get to work, so it really, I was like half an hour that I had to leave, and yeah, I just managed to do it. So if you ever have that problem, there you go, you can sort it out that way. You don't need to try and break into it. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. There's lots to like about this car, lots to love, not really lots to hate about it. Like I said, if it lights up and there's loads of warnings, try and do the hard reset. If it's not going away, try your software scanner. You can buy them that do Maseratis. If it's still saying that there's nothing wrong with it and you can't reset the codes and they're not going away, maybe just tender charge it. That sometimes is caused if it gets below a certain voltage, because you haven't been charging it or you haven't been using it much. It starts flagging up with loads of warnings. So try that. If not, and then go to the dealer. But don't go to the dealership first. Make sure that you've done all that first. Like, just do the resets and charge it. Usually it sorts out the issue. But if the warning light's still there, like mine is with the headlights, I'm gonna have to go to probably a specialist, because every time I go to someone else, they don't know what to do really. So I don't really want to pay a lot of money for it, but they'll probably charge you quite a bit just to sort out what the problem is. So yeah, so when you're buying one, just make sure it's got full service history. Make sure it's got low owners, even though mine didn't, but make sure it's in good condition, and just make sure that everything's working, just like you do with any car. But these obviously need to be a bit more mindful. Maybe get someone to have a look at it, like a Maserati specialist, you know, get the once over. Some dealerships do it, but I would probably rather have someone else do it, because I don't really want them to do it as such. I want to have a specialist do it, because they know what they're looking for, and they can look underneath the car, see if it's got like the rust issues, and then just go from there, and then maybe haggle some prices with them if there's stuff that need doing, because Maserati are expensive for parts. You've got to order them sometimes from Italy, because they're not in the UK, or wherever you guys are. You might have it a bit easier. Get yourself a nice Maserati GranTurismo and enjoy it.